What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Thespian coming at you with a new one, and today we are breaking down all the news that we got from the Street Fighter 6 showcase that just happened a couple days ago, hosted by the GOAT Lil Wayne. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about now. I'm pretty sure by now everyone's pretty much seen everything they showed off, which was a lot of the single player aspect. We did get, as I predicted, a little credit there, season 1 pass and all the characters included, as well as other features that we're going to see in the game, including some of the online modes, offline modes, and just everything that this game has to offer. But the main topic for this video that I want to address is Street Fighter 6 about to do what no other fighting game to this day has done, which is for them to actively learn and play a fighting game from the ground up. It's something that every single developer has tried to do, and it's just capture the casual audience into playing fighting games. That's a thing that I really want to discuss in this video because, as I mentioned, no one has really done this. Most of the philosophy involving fighting games recent years has always involved to try to get everyone to play this game. So we're gonna break down all of that in this video. Before we do, guys, make sure to give this vid a like, share, and subscribe. Help support the channel, and follow me on Twitch where we have these conversations all the time, and we're covering everything Street Fighter 6 related. Twitch.tv/ThespianLive. So as I mentioned, guys, in the Street Fighter 6 showcase, they showed off everything involving the single player mode. From the first trailers we saw of this game, we knew that they were focusing on not just online, not just the online warrior aspect, but single player. We have an actual story mode, which is surprisingly kind of rare for fighting games. We have seen a lot of other games have like their single player modes, arcade or a little story. I definitely don't care, but it's there for those that, do. And Street Fighter 6 is no exception, actually cranking up the dial to 11 and having an actual open world. You can interact with people in the world. You can just straight up pull up on someone and just catch that fade with randoms on the street walking. It could be a police officer, a doctor, a salaryman. If you're trying to get smoke, you can give smoke. And it's just this huge overworld. It low-key reminds me of a Yakuza game, which is very surprising. Maybe Yakuza X Street Fighter in the future, maybe. This is all the single player mode. You can level up your character, make them learn new moves. You can actually interact with the characters like Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken in this mode, and you can even give them presents, increase your relationship with them. It's almost like a gacha game. Street Fighter hasn't really had a mode like this ever. The only thing that most fighting games tend to do is just stick with a arcade mode, an arcade ladder. You get your little cutscene. In recent years, there has been fighting games that have attempted to incorporate a story mode, but a lot of times the stories fall flat because, let's be honest, if you're not NetherRealm, if you're not Mortal Kombat or Injustice, fighting game stories are whack. Like, look at Street Fighter, look at Guilty Gear. They're all over the place. So this mode is definitely a breath of fresh air. Its main goal is for you to play Street Fighter 6 without just mindlessly jumping into ranked, into online. It's a fun addition. I'm very happy with it. Is this something that I'm probably gonna devote a lot of time into? Probably not. It just depends how, gimmicky and fun it is. This is another way to appeal to the casual audience. Now, we've been talking about casual versus hardcore fighting game player for basically since the start of the pandemic in 2020. It's like, how can you get both sides to play your game? And I think this is a good bridge between them because, again, this all screams, casual friendly. If you're someone that's never played a fighting game, if you're someone that's trying to get into one for the first time, right now it's really tough to not say, hey, don't pick up Street Fighter 6 because they have this entire mode. There's an actual tutorial teaching you what each moves are, what combos you can do, ranking them from beginner to intermediate to advanced, expert, which actually goes into the online modes because you can actually use your create a character in online in a specific mode where you can fight other people's created character. I want to say this is going to be a pretty popular mode. I'm definitely not going to spend too much time on it personally because, we trying to grind. We trying to have every opportunity to win this milli. But I feel like for a lot of people, you can definitely expect to see a bunch of absurdity, a bunch of nonsense involving that mode. You already seen people create these ugly ass homunculuses. It's about to be just a shit show, and I'm all for it. We also got season 1 confirmed. This news is been out in the wild. The entire roster for Street Fighter 6 has been leaked, and yeah, they decided to just show us the season 1 pass, which includes Rashid, new character Aki, Ed, and Akuma. Honestly, to me, this is kind of mid. I don't really like any of these characters. Aki is supposed to be our Fang variant from Street Fighter 5, and I fucking hated Fang. I think there's like maybe 2 people that liked Fang. That's about it, but you're really buying this pass for Akuma. Sadly, Akuma will forever be a DLC character because, look, Akuma prints money. He's too cool. The main thing I want to talk about is Street Fighter 6 has basically been perfect.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
We've had 2 closed betas. Both ran amazingly well. There were hiccups, as you know, betas have, but the netcode was amazing. The lobbies were good. Gameplay is very fun, something that is definitely going to be subjective because we don't know the full extent of the gameplay. We have your online mode on lock with a bunch of little extras that appeals to a large audience. I know games with creative characters, like we've already seen, like I mentioned earlier, the ugly characters, but everyone's OC can be created in this game. I've already seen a lot of people interested in picking this game up just for the fact that, oh, there's an open world. You can explore Metro City. There's a whole story that you can experience. And again, at the same time, this is all teaching a brand new player how to play the game. If a casual player plays this mode consistently, eventually they're gonna get something that clicks in their head, and when they actually make the jump to online play, whether it be ranked, casual, or just, you know, hazard gimmick lobbies, it's gonna click in their head that, oh, okay, this is what I did in story mode. I can do that here. With Street Fighter 6, with modern fighting games, this is something that, again, has eluded all of them. Guilty Gear couldn't do it. King of Fighters couldn't do it. Street Fighter 5 couldn't do it. A lot of these games have always been trying to push for everyone to play every single casual, where there's been mixed results. A lot of people say fighting games are getting dumbed down too much. Some people are saying they're not enough. Like, no one has the answer. And that's something I've always said in all these videos whenever someone, you know, brings up discussion, a conversation involving what a fighting game needs, whether it's just rollback, crossplay, single player, whatever it is. I don't think anyone has the answer because every single fighting game that comes out is always missing something. Guilty Gear Strive, amazing netcode. Crash lobbies, no single player, connecting to server in every single mode. King of Fighters, decent lobbies, decent tutorial, zero matchmaking. You can't even, you know, match up with people unless y'all already know each other. The only games right now that seem to have everything right is Street Fighter 6, and if everything keeps going the same way, Grand Blue versus Rising. These games have crossplay, rollback netcode. They've already added other modes into the game. This is shaping up to be the standard with fighting games. By default, we might just have to say that Street Fighter 6 is the best fighting game ever made because it's legit complete. It's a complete video game. It's not a good fighting game. It's a good video game. Obviously, we still have to play the game. We have to see how the game is going to evolve once actual players play it and not just, like, you know, the cavemen that have not stopped playing that cracked beta. My question to y'all is, do y'all think that Street Fighter 6 has everything it needs to be that big game, to be that game that breaks the glass ceiling, takes fighting games to the next level? We all thought that we were going to wait until Project L for the FGC to be safe, quote unquote. But again, it looks like we didn't have to wait. Street Fighter 6 is coming out June and everything looks perfect. Capcom is in full-fledged redemption arc mode. There's nothing that can really go wrong unless they just really hate us, hate themselves. Early 2010s Capcom, I'm looking at you. What I want from y'all guys is save this video, leave it in some tab with the thousands of Chrome tabs y'all have open, because I really want to hear from people that aren't that well versed in fighting games. This is going to be their first fighting game. This is going to be their first Street Fighter game. A beginner. I want to know if this is going to work, because again, we've all been begging for these modes for years, and it looks like we finally have that in our hands. So I really want to know from people that are new to the fighting game scene. Come back in a couple months after Street Fighter 6 launches, in a year, and let me know, did this work? Because if this didn't work, guys, we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to go back to the beginning. I really want to hear from those players. I really want to see how this game is going to change the FGC. $1 million pot, single player, online play. We have everything here. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below, guys. Is Street Fighter 6 going to be the best fighting game on the market? Is it going to be the new standard for fighting games going forward? Or do you still have some issues with the game, or something that they can add that you feel is important? I would definitely love to know from y'all in the comments below. But that's going to be it for this vid, guys. Until then, I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.